The entertainment business is dying, and I don't say that lightly. I've been in this business since 1995 when I graduated from film school. In the past 30 years, I've never seen a time quite like this. Hey, I'm Mike. I studied film, I work in TV, and I love movies. So let's be clear. I'm not saying that content is dying. As long as there are stories to tell, there will be content creation, both long and short form. Some people feel a calling to the priesthood or the desire to jump out of airplanes, but for me, I've always had this need to tell stories through moving pictures. It's the reason that any artist gravitates to a particular art form. They feel like they can express themselves most clearly through that particular medium. And for me, it was film and video. So I don't think that'll go away. I'm talking specifically about television and film as an industry. It's easy to say streaming is killing the entertainment business, but I wanted to take a minute to dive into that statement and explain why I think that is. Let's start with television, because that seems to be the most recent casualty. For years, broadcast networks made their money from ads. This was handled by the ad sales department, who would sell commercial time to advertisers. The value of the ad time would fluctuate based on ratings. For example, if a network had a hit and could reliably expect several million people to turn out for a particular show, the commercial time during that program would be priced higher than, let's say, the commercial time at 3 a.m. during a rerun of Hogan's Heroes. That commercial time would be fairly cheap because they know not many people are watching at that hour. This is where you'd find the Ron Popeil selling made-for-TV gadgets. Networks lived and died by the ratings because it was an indicator of how valuable their time was. We'd make programs to keep people watching and keep the numbers up. The higher the numbers, the more revenue for the network. It's pretty simple. Similarly, films would be released theatrically and try to make back its production and marketing costs at the box office. Anything over that was considered profit. Films are a little more like gambling than TV, where you had an audience returning week after week for episodic television, but theatrical films also had DVD sales to fall back on. In the blockbuster days, films would be released theatrically, hoping to cover their production costs at the box office and get to profitability through VHS and DVD sales after. All in all, the system was working. Then streaming services came along, and for a flat fee, you could access all of their content. Netflix started making high-quality television and movies and putting them out in an attempt to get subscribers, and it worked. More and more people were cutting the cord, which meant less and less people were watching traditional television and seeing movies in theaters. This was devastating to the broadcast networks and totally upended how the entertainment industry fundamentally operated. No longer would a breakout hit make millions for a network or studio. The streamers know how much they're going to make every year based on the number of subscribers they have. In the past, Netflix has seen strong revenue growth through subscriptions, but they are reaching max saturation and their subscriber base is flattening out. That growth is slowing because there aren't many people without Netflix at this point. The content they're creating is becoming more and more expensive, and they're facing increased competition from other streamers such as Paramount Plus, Amazon Prime, and Apple TV. According to Forbes, this past March, Netflix CFO Spencer Newman announced that the streamer would spend 11% more on content. That's a nice way of saying they're upping their spend from $16 billion to $18 billion on content. While this is great news for filmmakers, where's Netflix getting this money? Like I said, their subscriber growth has been flat for the past few years, with a minor bump last year when they cracked down on password sharing. How many times can they pull that trick? Their subscribers are flatlining and even falling off. Plus, they're facing increased competition from Apple TV, Amazon Prime Video, and Disney Plus, who, by the way, can be supported by other industries. Apple makes computers, Amazon is, Amazon, and Disney has their parks to help offset the cost of a streaming service that's steadily losing money. And to make matters worse, these streamers are all introducing ad-based tiers, putting us right back to where we were with television. But now we're paying for a service just to watch ads? Many people are getting hip to this and canceling their services altogether. I might be showing my age here, but I remember a time when you paid to not watch commercials and the ad-supported networks were free or on basic cable. Movies have it even worse. People aren't going to the theater the way they used to because those same movies are available on the streaming services in the comfort of your home, often during their theatrical run. And while I don't have the numbers in front of me, there is no way those services are paying anything close to the millions of dollars theatrical films would have made at the box office back in the day. Listen, I'm not taking the blame off of the viewing audience. We as an audience aren't watching movies and TV the way we once were. I think we're watching the same amount of content, we just aren't consuming it in the same way. Recently, Stephen Colbert was canceled, and without getting into the politics of it all, his ratings have been declining for years. All of the late-night shows have been losing viewers. Colbert premiered in 2015 with an average audience of 8 million people nightly. Currently, he's at about 2 million viewers. That's a loss of 6 million people every single night. Most of us watch clips of the late night shows the next day on TikTok or YouTube. And if we do watch late night live when it's broadcast, most watch through the monologue and then turn it off. I feel like the entertainment industry is at a crossroad. On the one hand, you have an industry clawing onto its old habits, and on the other, you have an opportunity to make a different kind of content, to go where the viewers are. I've been making content here on YouTube for almost a year now, and I think it's a fantastic platform. While my viewership currently might be small, I'm finding an audience of loyal subscribers. You know who you are, and thank you so much for watching. But what I'm learning is that there's literally a seat for every ass. If you like car content, the algorithm will provide all the car content you can consume. If cooking's your thing, there are creators who will supply that. There's literally anything for anybody. But if I can go off for a moment, there are two things I don't like about the current state of entertainment. First is vertical video. Many of you might know that I post videos here on YouTube in the horizontal format, but because I find so many users watching vertically, I end up making a vertical version to put on YouTube Shorts or TikTok. I despise vertical video. It's so constricting, and because most people are watching on their phones, you have to keep the subject pretty big in the frame. And two, the other thing I don't like is the short attention span platforms like TikTok and even YouTube Shorts is cultivating. They make it so easy to swipe past that you have to grab your audience from the very, very beginning. No lead-in, no warm-up, no opening statement. Most of the content on YouTube Shorts and TikTok is taken out of context with no setup. You're just thrown into a scenario and are expected to play catch-up. And yes, before you get on me in the comments, I know I'm becoming the very thing I'm trying to fight against. But if you're here and you're still watching, I can promise you this. Here on YouTube, I'll always make the kind of content I want to see being made at the length that I feel it should be made at. If a subject can be 3 minutes, it'll be 3 minutes. If I need 10 minutes to tell a story, then you're getting a 10-minute video. This is what I believe to be the beauty of the next generation of content creation. If you think we're getting some great content now, wait till the Hollywood crowd fully dives into YouTube and starts spreading their wings making the kind of content they had always wanted to make, but were told by the bean counters that it was too avant-garde or not financially viable. But that's the kicker, isn't it? The industry is dying because it isn't just financially viable anymore. I wish I had a better, more upbeat ending here, but the truth is, we have to change our viewing habits. If you support movies, then go see them in theaters. Buy popcorn, make a night of it. If you want television on the TV, then watch it, with ads, live, when it's broadcast. And if you think TikTok and short-form content is ruining our attention spans, then stop watching it. Vote with your wallet and vote with your views. Like and subscribe to the content you want to see more of, and stop consuming the content that you want to see less of. It's that simple. As always, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please engage by liking and subscribing this video and sharing it with your community, and show YouTube that you want more content like this. Film is about community. I'm Mike, and I love movies.